Welcome to Chili's. We're the Dirty Beaker Boys, and my name's Akash.
I'm Cade.
Wait, well, like, can we start over?
Oh, you're on
She's
the clock.
Sarah.
Cameras roll, that's fine. You guys need to start off.
So-
Go ahead.
Okay.
Start off the engineering process, we started brainstorming some problems. So we brainstormed a list of a ton of problems, and we narrowed them down to, we talked as a group, we brainstormed more, and we narrowed it down to the most interesting problems that we determined would be most feasible, and we were interested in. And we also looked online and looked at patents and other designs to see which ones were most valid and which products we wanted to design. So after narrowing down a lot of the problems that we found, we came up with our final problem that we wanted to solve, that beakers and other lab glassware take far too long to clean in high school labs. When students clean glassware, other residues and chemicals are left over, and that can create inaccurate lab data during labs and also be unsafe to students.
So some of our experts, we consulted the D155 science teachers. Specifically, we were looking at chemistry and biology teachers because we knew those two subjects were working with lab glassware, whereas in physics, they didn't really use much glassware. And we put a lot of our emphasis on teachers because our targeted consumers would be high school students actually working in a high school lab, whereas we weren't really focusing on college students or professional laboratories. We also tried to contact MCC division leader for, I believe it was like science and health or something, and also had some.
We also have Dr.
Yeah.
Erin Kirkowitz, who is a professor in molecular genetics and cell biology at U Chicago.
And we contacted him and his lab assistant with regards to their beaker cleaning procedures.
So our experts said that soap and water scrub for most things are adequate, and then rinsing with deionized water. But also for more intense contaminants, you want to use methyl ethyl ketone and acid washes if there's like metals. And basically the point is with this, it takes a lot of cycles to actually properly clean glassware. You can't just rinse it one time and have it be completely clean.
Some of our experts were D155 teachers, so we actually let them kind of give us some feedback what they saw in their classrooms, and we asked them how do their students clean their glassware, and one of the funniest responses I saw was usually poorly. A lot of students are in a rush to, when they're finishing up a lab, they might need to quickly go to the next classroom, or just might be a little lazy and don't clean their glassware properly. Then the survey results are from our students specifically, and it was found that they don't really enjoy cleaning glassware, and that it kind of takes them a bit longer to clean their glassware properly.
So our solution will include a way to scrub the glassware in a timely manner, and a way to do it hands-free so you don't have to constantly be like wrangling the glassware around, and then the addition of a chemical solution to rinse it in addition to straight up deionized water.
Here are some of our solutions. Some of them are a little ridiculous, but that's how we got our juices flowing.
And so some current solutions that already exist on the market are the complicated bottle washer from the 1800s, and squeeze bottles, which we use currently in our labs at PR, and toothbrushes, which we use to scrub out precipitates and other solid residues. So here's our concept sketch that we wanted to design. And on this portion over to the right over here, that's our DI water bottle, and right here is the squeeze thing, which you would squeeze in order to squirt water.
Here's some of our sketches for redesigning the lid for the wash bottle, because we didn't want to completely remove a solution that we have currently. We kind of just wanted to improve upon it. So we redesigned the lid, which I felt like was a little bit more impactful in terms of implementing this solution faster in classrooms. Here's some more technical sketches, a little bit more detail, and kind of shows our entire base of our solution.
So here's our CAD assembly. It shows the custom lid that we designed, and then like a handheld water gun. And on the right, you can see the lid, the custom blue lid, like interfacing with a normal DI bottle. And we wanted to do that so it'd be way easier to use in the lab. You wouldn't have to buy extra bottles. You could use the existing ones.
Here's another CAD assembly. Here's our mock-up. It's yeah. Oh, I need to.
So for prototype 1, we designed a fully functional mock-up with relays, 5-volt converters, and a bunch of other complicated electronic stuff, but it did work and it squirted out water, but we didn't get as much flow as we wanted. Here's some more photos. We conducted a ton of tests to see what we needed to fix for prototype 2, and these were just some of the tests that we did.
Some of our most significant tests was our flow test, our noise test. The biggest one here is our noise test. We discovered that our pump was way too loud to have in a lab area without it being just like annoying and just inconvenient overall. So in our second prototype, we actually implemented a solution to get rid of the pump.
So expert feedback, we got feedback from 2 teachers here at Prairie Ridge, and Mrs. Brocklin said that our design was trash and it's easy enough to use to traditional wash bottles, but it would be useful to dispense additional chemicals which would help in cleaning besides DI water. And then Mr. Seiler said that the pump needs to be more powerful, but the solution is promising.
Alright, so some of the consumer feedback we got is that, most of them said that it would be helpful because squeeze bottles are really difficult to use in the lab. They're really painful and can cost grants if you use them for long periods of time. And a lot of the consumers, like the students we contacted, said that it would be useful and helpful and it would definitely improve their experience during class.
Some specific quotes, we changed our nozzle design because some students thought it would be useful to have a 360 design around the nozzle and squirt or spray water all around the beaker or piece of glassware you're cleaning. Some people felt like it was too clunky, too loud, just overall like the experience wasn't enjoyable.
So we had these takeaways from our testing that we need a new power supply. Our power supply for the last one was kind of ghetto, like it would overheat and shut down during testing. The pump is too loud for the lab. As Mr. Seiler said, it's really annoying and it creates a distraction. But our device was really simple and straightforward to use, and it cleans glassware much faster than DI bottles.
Having other liquids such as soapy DI water or acetone would actually help the cleaning process because when you're cleaning glassware, you use deionized water to clean out all the contaminants, and then a lot of people use acetone to actually dry out the glassware to speed up the drying process and use the glassware much more quickly after cleaning it. So we hope to dispense acetone. Yeah.
Alright, so we made a bunch of changes for prototype 2, and some of those include eliminating pump and using compressed air lines that we can run to chemistry labs instead. And we also wanted to incorporate multiple liquids, and we did do that by having multiple bottles that you can fill up with different liquids. And we also wanted to design a better nozzle that would allow the user to clean glassware in a 360-degree fashion. And we also wanted to try out a different box design and layout so that it would be more efficient and the electronics would get splashed on.
Here's some prototype 2 images. We also added a acrylic lid. Acrylic isn't the wisest choice in a laboratory setting, but for this prototype, it is what was available to us. Some examples of new material would be like glass or
PETG.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could use different chemical resistant materials to prevent spills and corrosion.
But we liked the acrylic because it kind of protected our electronics and kept everything in place.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That is 9:33. Just so you guys know, 9:33. Help out with some slides. Give some feedback. Go.
Sarah.
There's like long explanations that I think you could like make shorter, especially in the beginning and like the process that you went through. I think you can like not necessarily like cut a lot of it out, but like just make it like more brief. than in going into more detail.
Okay.
And some slides I think are unnecessary
Okay.
to have.
I kind of agree with that because there's like there are points where I was like, yeah, okay, let's go to the next thing, you know?
Okay. So it's like too drawn out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have sort of two things, one specific, one general, and I just want to touch on the general. What she was sort of getting at, I feel like either pictures or more visual elements instead of just words, because a lot of times it's just title, bullet point, bullet point, bullet
Yeah.
point. So if you were to at least add in a couple pictures, so we're not just reading what you're saying. Also, this might just be a sort of like lack of practice, but like oftentimes you would be like, and look at this, and you're just staring at the white at the screen the entire
For
time.
sure.
And then a specific thing, if you go to your expert feedback slide for the first one, first of all, I feel like there's some information, who your experts were. Sorry.
Oh.
First of all, I feel like you could have pictures of the people who you interviewed, and also you have the full list here. They can't click on that. Like, there's no point of having that.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally like.
Okay.
Couple more?
Yeah.
Quick hitters? I would agree with the pictures. There was times where you said, it's too difficult, it's too bulky. If you have a picture showing what you mean by that, I think that's going to help you out a ton.
Okay.
Also, I understand I can kind of see the lack of practice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
You guys kind of over-explain some things. I think that's also part of why people kind of make
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Anything else?
Alex?
Alex.
There was one slide that had consumer feedback of your first one, and you had said that they really liked it, but it seemed like it was more like 50-50 on the actual people who wanted to use it. So it was to me it felt like it's about equal to the solutions that are already existing.
I guess our message was kind of lost there because they liked the idea